Hello and welcome to the midweek review on the Winning Post, and an interesting race day behind us last weekend over in Pune. Let's start at the very top. Son of a Gun came out and won the first. Won that quite well. He got quite set alight in the early stages of the race. Went out, was running a bit free, but once he settled in, he was just too good. Won it quite effortlessly by 4 lengths. I thought Buckley kind of just lost himself in the last furlong, ran out of steam. I'd like to see him drop back down to a 6 furlong trip. Second race, it was all about Thunberg, and she obviously needed the run last time out. She was just too dominant. She won this effortlessly. Lady Di was second, Moonbell third. But for me, the horse to follow here, apart from Thunberg obviously, was Hoke of the Wind. I thought he went way too quick. I thought he was, he was out very early, challenged Thunberg for the early lead, and no surprises that he ran out of gas in the last furlong or so. But if he's allowed to settle and not burn himself out so early, I think he would have beaten both the second and third horse. Third race was a bit messy up the straight, and Campaign was almost fortuitous to be away from the front 4 or 5, and I thought Vishal rode a really good race up the straight, found his gap, quickened nicely, took it well, picked the right hole and went for it, and went on to win that quite well. The Flutist came from a long way back to finish third and was running on nicely. Divine Hunt, I thought, just went a bit too quick, as did 12th Earl. The fourth race, the P. Haddo Trophy over 7 furlongs, and a very impressive win, I thought, Raffaello. But the horse that really impressed me was Desert Fire. He went off to the front as if he had a fire lit under his, and he still ran on to run a really good second. So I think he's one to follow. Raffaello was impressive, settled beautifully, I thought, and came out to win that well. Majestic Warrior was another one who was early out on the pace and ran on to run a nice third. Bit disappointed with Alistair's run. I thought he potentially would have sat a little up on the pace, but he may have just reached his mark already. Fifth race, Successor settled beautifully out of the gates. Really, this horse seems to be on the up, and I would follow him again. He won this quite well. I thought he was the strongest of all. Sunday showed a really nice race. I thought really judged this perfectly. Came through down the middle of the track, found a gap closer to the rail, and it was all over the minute he gave his horse his head. It was all done. The sixth race is the Johan Poonawalla Turf Club Trophy. It was a grade 3 race over 7 furlongs, and a shout out here for Johan Poonawalla, who's without really asking for anything, he's had a race named after him. He's really done extremely well for the Turf Club by donating a large amount of money to get the Turf Club renovated. So a shout out to him, and I'm happy that this race was named after him. Now, Iron Age was a real surprise to so many out here, because he was in double digits odds. You could pretty much have him for what you wanted, and nobody challenged him out to the lead. He went out. We know he's quick, but obviously he's been getting fitter race to race. The others were all off the bridle. Wakin, who was looking for his 4th win in a row, did sit up on the pace, but he just ran out of gas, and I think he may have just met his mark. We will wait and see how he does. Leopard Rock is one to follow here. He seems to be back towards the form that he used to show last year, and I think he's one to follow. He ran on nicely to be second. The 7th race, Sim Sim got a nice run home in, and I thought, take away nothing from her. But the one that I just can't get past is Maguiletto. Why he always sits so far back. We saw him win in Bombay, and he's always up on the pace, and I'm going to keep following him, because I just think he's not being positioned where he should be. He had a 3.5 kilo boy on to take weight off his back from 61.5 kilos. But honestly, I hope there's a learning experience for the jockey in this one, because Maguiletto should have won this race. The 8th race, the penultimate race, was interesting. Wild Thing won very well, quickened nicely, one to follow again. I thought Montgomery quickened nicely when asked to do so up the straight, and then kind of just ran flat. Possibly we wait and see how he gets on. Perhaps he'll mature out of this and get stronger and be able to sustain a run to the post, because he wasn't able to do that. Or alternatively, perhaps he's the kind of horse who you just need to time your run on and bring him home. He did come off the bridle, so I'd also like to see him stretched out over 7 furlongs. He did come off the bridle even before they turned for home. And the last race of the day was the French racing on playrwitc.com plate and invisibility. That was very, very poor. This was Sousa's race for the asking, and he just made no mistake there. He quickly went out to the lead after the first 50 yards or so, and there was just nothing to challenge him. This seems to be a trip he prefers. So rather than the 10 furlong Independence Trophy or the mile and a half that he's been running, in some of the terms races, I think this is more his trip. 7 furlongs, a mile. I'd like to see him stick to this trip, and if he does, I think he's one worth following again. He certainly relished the going because it started raining, and he's won extremely well. 2 race days coming up this weekend. We'll be back with Anil to learn a lot more about the runners. And till I see you then, thanks for joining me. Good luck, and as always, may the horse be with you. Goodbye.